Hey, you absolutely handsome, amazing, or wonderful guys out there. We're going to talk about Tinder and how you can use it very efficiently to meet women. And this also applies to Hinge, Bumble, all the other dating apps. A lot of the time, when it comes to meeting women, having sex, getting laid, all of that beautiful shit, a lot of guys have this weird, judgment around online dating. And I've heard a lot of people say online dating isn't the real thing. You got to go out there and approach. You're not a real man if you don't go out there and talk to women. And I always say, why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't you do both? And so I'm going to do a series of videos breaking down my big, massive Tinder guide that I wrote many years ago, giving a lot of advice on meeting women on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, all of the apps, and how it can be very efficient. This isn't necessarily going to be a guide on how to actually go and take pictures and what to message and all of that. There is already plenty of content on this YouTube channel about that. But this is basically just the case, me making the case for why online dating can be very efficient, can be very fun, and is a really nice addition to going outside and talking to women. So the first thing I'm going to say is online dating can save you a lot of time once you have put in that initial investment of taking some decent pictures. Yes, if your pictures are absolute fucking trash and garbage, you're not really going to get much in the way of matches. But once you've taken some decent pictures, and again, there is so many videos on this channel on how to improve your Tinder pictures. Just search for the word pictures or Tinder or online dating. Once you've taken those decent pictures, it saves you so much time. You can just use a boost on a Friday or a Saturday night, get a bunch of matches, or you'll get matches throughout the day as long as you're swiping just a little bit. Even 3 minutes or 5 minutes of swiping, just swipe on 20 to 30 women and you'll start to get those matches coming in. You can literally be on the toilet or laying in bed or busy at work with your phone, just kind of half-heartedly swiping every now and then, and you'll get some matches. You can also be very, very, very efficient with what you message and with the profile itself. For instance, this is my profile. You can pause the video if you'd like to have a look at this. I am screening very clearly for people that are sexually interested in me and are into BDSM and are into spirituality and all of the things like that that I like. And so I can be very, very, very efficient. And then in terms of messaging, I can be extremely efficient. Look at this. I've sent one, two, three messages. I guess four if you include the last two. So I've sent 3 or 4 messages and then boom, I have a phone number and we're planning when to meet. It really doesn't have to take that much time. You can also screen for more specific things. And if you have a look on the screen now, you can pause this and have a read of what I wrote here. This is what I used to do with my partner, Imi. We would look for women together to have threesomes. And look how efficient this is. I sent 3 messages and boom, we have a phone number. We meet up and we have threesomes. So online dating can be amazing for helping you find specifically what it is that you're wanting in a very efficient way. You are basically always out there meeting people, even when you're at home. Another thing that's really nice is that you can talk to a whole bunch of people all at once. Whereas if you go outside, you're going to have to walk up to each one of those people and hit on them. You're just going to get, once you have decent pictures, more matches on Tinder. And yes, again, I really want to make this fucking clear. You're allowed to go outside and talk to women too. I do. Use both. It doesn't have to be one or the other, but Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, and all of that can allow you a lot of volume. You can talk to a lot of people, get a lot of matches, and figure out who likes you and who you like back in return. You can do that a lot more efficiently. You're basically playing the numbers game a lot more and being more efficient. And something for newbies. A lot of you are really afraid to go outside and talk to women because you're scared of that face-to-face rejection. And I would still encourage you to go and do that, to go outside and talk to women. But online dating can be this really nice sort of baby step towards that, because it feels, or I've had a lot of coaching clients tell me this, it feels a lot less emotional for them if a girl on a dating app just stops replying or says no thank you or says I'm not interested. And they have this big fear of going outside and having that face-to-face. And again, I still recommend that you work through that, go outside and talk to some women, but it's a nice way to build a little bit of confidence. You can get some matches on the dating apps, you can set up some dates, you can go and start to meet people while you work on also going outside and talking to women. You also get to sort of pre-qualify people. On dating apps, you can see what they're into, what they're looking for. Do they want something casual or more serious? Do they want open relationships or monogamy? What are their hobbies? You can see some pictures of them. You can see them with their friends. You can talk a little bit. You're basically skipping the getting to know you phase initially. And so you're jumping straight to the point of like, do I like this person, or do I think there's potential that I would like them? And do they like me? And especially if you do what I do, where you're very efficient, like I look for BDSM, or I look for threesomes, or I look for exactly what I'm looking for, you can sort of skip all of that thing of like, I'm walking up to a stranger. Do they even want something sexual? Are they even single? Because that's the other thing. On a dating app, everyone is, assumedly, everyone pretty much is on there because they're single and they're looking for something, especially for an app like Hinge, which I personally find Hinge is a lot more like people are just more serious about actually meeting. That doesn't mean they're looking for something more serious. They're just more serious in actually meeting. Whereas I've found a few people on Tinder are kind of just on there to waste time or get attention. And so if you use Hinge, and I recommend you use both, use Tinder, use Hinge, use Bumble, but especially on Hinge, most of the time the people on there are there to actually fucking meet, and they're there because they're single. And so it feels a lot like you're just going to a place where all the single people are and are more likely to actually meet. You can also have a little bit of fun like Tinder and see it as like a video game or like something that you upgrade over time. You can kind of look at your profile as almost like this fun little portfolio of yourself that you get to curate, with the bio, and on Hinge, like the prompts, with the photos, the whole vibe of your whole profile. It's like this little cool portfolio. It's like a little work in progress that you get to work on. It's like a little art project. Like I literally see it as like me trying to advertise who I am as a person. And this is me putting all my vibes out there and seeing who wants, what I'm advertising, I guess. Like it's this little fun project. You get quick feedback on what photos work and which ones don't. You get feedback on which messages work and which ones don't. And by the way, you don't have to be like super complicated with your messages, but I will probably do a video on messaging soon. I mean, I've already done a bunch actually. Yeah, just go into my channel, search for the word messaging, and there's this one here, what I message girls on Hinge and Tinder, and there's also this one if you scroll down a little bit. This was when I was with Imi, and this is what we used to message women to have threesomes and explore BDSM and all of that. But yeah, basically you can play around with different messaging, you can play around with different pictures, with different bios, you get to sort of like track your results. It's a lot easier to sort of iterate and try different things, and you get to play the numbers game a lot quicker. And as I've said before, Tinder and Hinge and Bumble and all of that are a really nice way to just sort of play around if you're very nervous and inexperienced, because you're basically getting a chance to practice talking to people before actually meeting up with them. And so if you're nervous to meet, if you're nervous to go on a date, you get to just message a little bit. And I wouldn't encourage you to just sit there messaging for fucking weeks and weeks. Like jump to the point where you're asking someone out on a date or getting their phone number so you can set a date up. Like don't sit there texting for fucking 6 weeks. You're just procrastinating out of fear, and that's okay. But we're on the dating apps to meet. But if you don't have a lot of experience or you're very nervous, it's nice to just get some conversations going, especially if you're really afraid to walk up to people in public and hit on them. Tinder or Hinge or Bumble are a really nice way to just practice talking. And it's a really nice way to get some momentum. Like a lot of my coaching clients have found, if they just get a couple of matches and maybe 1 or 2 conversations going, they start to feel like, oh shit, there are some women that are actually paying attention to me. I have some matches. It's like I'm in the game. I'm not just like sitting on the sidelines hoping that someone will like me. And again, I don't recommend that you just do one or the other. Like be on the dating apps and also go outside and talk to women. I have a full-on guide on my channel. Actually, I have a billion guides on my channel. Just search on this channel for the word approach. There's this one here, the easiest approach technique ever. If cold approach doesn't feel fun for you, how to just stay out there when you're really nervous. A bunch of us answer your cold. There's just a whole bunch of shit in here on like cold approach. Look at all this. I have clearly covered this a hell of a lot. But yeah, being on a dating app allows you to start getting some matches, start getting some conversations. It's like you get those little wins and you start to believe in yourself. So it's really nice for that. And for someone like me who just like really likes photography, like I just really like photography, and a lot of you do too. It's kind of fun to just be able to pose, to have like an idea of a photo in mind and then go and execute on that. It's really fun to sort of like put together a portfolio of yourself, and like with the bio and with the prompts, like I said, it's almost like a little art project. And some of you won't be that into it. That's okay. You're allowed to go outside and talk to women. Again, this is not a video where I'm advocating for you doing online dating or doing cold approach. Like, do whatever the fuck you want. But it's just a video where I'm explaining to you that online dating can be really fun. It's allowed to be this fun thing, this process of iteration of taking better pictures, making a better bio, putting better prompts in there, just like playing around and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. This is allowed to be fun. A lot of you take dating and sex and relationships hardcore serious, like the whole world is going to fall apart if you don't get more matches or something. It's allowed to be a fun thing that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be a chore. And if you want any more help with this, working with guys on their Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble profiles is like our bread and butter. This is like one of the biggest things that we help people with. We have 3 options for coaching. All of them are down below. You can either hit me up for a private one-on-one call with me. You can join the big hardcore VIP coaching program with me, where you'll work with me and my coaching team for 3 months. We'll go all in, change your life, absolutely overhaul your dating profiles and get you going outside and talking to women. We'll change your life. Or we have the affordable $200 a month Abundance Collective with my coaching team. They will jump in there. They will support you, keep you accountable, get you living that beautiful life of abundance and joy. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there and crush those goals.